And just come to the top of the mat, bringing your feet together. Getting yourself sorted and ready. Big toes touch, separate your heels slightly. And then place your hands either in prayer position in front of you or arms down beside you. And feel the weight stretching into the heels. Notice how that automatically lengthens your tailbone, activates your thighs, and brings the attention a little higher, which is where we want to find it, kind of in the pelvic floor muscles, the belly. Bring the awareness up into the throat. There's a slight drawing in of the throat as you start to breathe with sound. See if you can stay steady in the feet, widen your toes, span them out, spread them down. And press your hands a little bit together or into your thighs to connect. Close your eyes down. And as always, just moving and breathing with freedom and flow, not worrying about doing it right or getting it right, knowing that perfection doesn't exist and suffering is optional. Try to just fly through with a big smile on your face, knowing that all form has value. And it's really the energy and the vibration we create through these sequences that is important. Not whether you're good enough or whether you can or cannot do it. Take another inhale. And then exhale, arms down beside you. We start, as always, with Surya Namaskar. Exhaling to start. And then inhale, just nice and easy, float the arms up. Look at the thumbs as they go up. And then follow the thumbs as they head on down to the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need. Good. Lift the chest, set the body weight into the shoulders, the hands, and then move your legs back. Drop to your knees if you need, lower yourself down to Chaturanga. And then inhale, pick up the chest, squeeze the shoulders back, look up. And then exhale, gaze back as you lift the hips up and the head down, downward facing dog. First one of the day, more than likely, unless you're Ange. So just wriggle around. Smooth it out. So just kind of getting out of the night's sleep, the sleepy body. We want a little bit sleepy body. That's why morning practice is so good, because you haven't had time to think. You haven't had time to have all that stuff crowding into your head. Listening to the ambient sound, maybe of your soundtrack, maybe of your breath. Just find one thing to focus on rather than all that stuff that might be starting to come up. Your next exhale, bend your knees. And then inhale, start to move your legs to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. And then float on up. Inhale, just like you started. So float the thumbs up. And exhale, arms down side. Look to the tip of the nose. Good. Again, one inhale. There's 3 of these. Exhale from the navel, pull it back and fold. Inhale, lengthen the gaze. Try not to overarch the back. And then exhale, move yourself back. So each move prepares you for the next one. Inhale, lift the chest up, look up to the eyebrows. Exhale, press and stretch back, downward facing dog. Second one. Notice how the body's starting to change already. Watching the body mount throughout the sequence, throughout the practice, as we build on and on from each posture to the next, using each pose as a stepping stone. Be here now and breathe. On your next exhale, knees bend, tiptoes. Inhale to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Look to the navel. Let the head drop. Make that feel nice. Inhale, float up. Standing up. Arms down side, look to your nose. Good. One more like that. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Stay with that breath tempo, equal tempo in and out. Maybe start to increase the inhale, so bigger inhales. One more. Inhale. Your next exhale, when you're ready, bend knees, inhale to the top of the mat. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, slowly stand. 2, 3, 4. Arms down side, look to your nose. 2, 3, 4. Surya Namaskar, B, bend the knees. Squat deep. Inhale, float the arms up. Lengthen tailbone. Exhale, fold forward, come down. Kind of the same from here. Inhale, set the hands, so bend the knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Left heel turns in, float the right leg forward, come up to the first warrior. Exhale, go down to chaturanga. Remember, you could just go to downward dog, meet us there. Don't feel you have to do it all, especially if you haven't been doing much lately. Downward facing dog. Right heel turns, left foot floats forward. Inhale, glide up. Exhale, back down and through. So rinse cycle or downward dog. We all meet in downward dog. Good. Send the right leg back behind you in dog. And then bring the right knee to the nose. So curling up, bringing the weight forward. And then inhale, send the leg back. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Really suck it up, pull the knee up, round the spine more, and then exhale, inhale, send it back. Good. This time again to the elbow, so right elbow. And then slide the right knee down to the wrist, hover it off the floor, and then suck it up. And then do it again. Do it again. Knee to the elbow, down to the wrist, and suck the knee up. Good. And then right leg back. Downward facing dog. Other side. Left leg in the air. Knee to nose. Come forward, curl up. Really pull the navel back. That's it, Jane. And then send the left leg back. Good. Left knee, left elbow, or the armpit if you can. And then send it back. Good. Again, one. Bring the left knee to the left knee, elbow. Slide it down towards the wrist, not to the floor, and then suck it to the elbow. And then again, down to the wrist and suck it to the elbow, and then left leg back. Downward dog. Inhale. Through the nose, side out. So any extra energy and tension that you created there, just let it go. And then as you exhale, next time, bend knees. Inhale, top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, arms up. And a second one, exhale, fold. 18 steps to the dance. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, so starting to increase the tempo. Left heel turns, right foot steps, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Maybe just be mindful of the quality of your movement. Right heel turns, left foot steps. Float up, first warrior. Keep talking to the back leg, it stays grounded. Move back through, rinse it off. Exhale, wiping the slate clean, downward dog. We're back to neutral. Little step in, take a tiny step in. Grab your right leg with your left hand somewhere, ideally below the knee, and just take a twist. Keep pushing forward strongly with the right arm. Switcheroo. And then back to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, get ready. Inhale, easy come, easy go. Nice and light, jump forward or step. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, arms up. Here comes the last one. Uno mas, exhale, fold. Mas rapido, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left heel turns, right foot steps. Virabhadrasana A. Shoulders down. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up we go. And exhale, hips up, head down, downward dog. Other side, right heel, ground it. Left foot steps, don't go for distance. Attention to the body. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pick it up. And exhale, press and stretch back. Good. Last variation, taking a smaller step. So this is easier if you have a smaller downward facing dog. Grab your right leg with your right hand. And just quietly lift the left leg up off the floor. You might have to just extend it back first. Good. Be active with that left back leg so you remind yourself you've got one there. And then change. Nice and slow. Take your time. Grab the inside or the outside of the leg. It really doesn't matter. And then have a go at lifting the other one up. Notice where you have to work, what has to happen, what has to relax. Downward facing dog. Good, here we go. Inhale, exhale, and then inhale to the top of the mat. Fold, rinse off. Utkatasana, into the squat again, arms up. And then from here, we interlace the fingers, press the palms away. Try not to arch the spine, so tuck in the lower ribs and lengthen and broaden the mid-back. Press out through the arms like you really mean it. And then go halfway down to introduce yourself to your thigh muscles. Arms, chest parallel to the floor. If you're not feeling your thighs, lean back more, lift the toes up more, squeeze the legs together more, and then go really low so you can squat down, a deep squat, stretch out the lower back. Let the heels lift if you need. And then express your crow pose, bakasana, so hands on the floor. Remember, it's your expression of it. So a little or a lot. Remember, all form has value. Good, Henry. Lifting the hips up nice and high as you inhale, and then as you exhale, have a go at floating the legs back. Just remember to curl the toes underneath as you float back. Downward facing dog. Turn the left heel in, step the right foot to your hand, come up the first warrior. This is your chance to kind of gather yourself, catch your breath. A standing sequence flow. Take an inhale. As you exhale, open out to the second warrior. Virabhadrasana B or 2. You're stretching up and down and side to side, equally the same. Straight both legs to triangle. Exhale, go down and forward and down. Turn the gaze, look maybe to the top thumb. Maybe today you just need that top hand on the hip. Nice and warm where we are, so opening up the chest, opening up the body, enjoying the warmth. From here, go to half moon, look down, pop off the back foot, and then hover the right hand off the floor, ground it down. Try to at least lighten the weight off the floor. Turn the top hip, turn the chest. Revolve your triangle, revolve your half moon, so left hand down, right hand up. Keep that back leg active, push the back of the left knee to the ceiling. So it helps you to point the foot. You're going to plan your exit, you want to land in revolved triangle. Paravita Trikonasana, mine Elroy. And then step in a little closer. If you step too long, you step too long because your back heel won't be on the ground. You won't feel connected and grounded. And then open up, right elbow, right knee. Parsvotkanasana. Left arm forward like you're throwing the bowling ball. Bringing the shoulder, top shoulder forward. And then flick the eyeballs up. So we want to keep a straight line. Study the line from the fingers to the back heel. Up to the first warrior, inhale. Use your belly strength. Hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Pick up the shoulders, squeeze them back a little bit, and then exhale, tuck chin, go down and into humble warrior. Keep that back leg down. Can't let the cat out. And inhale, first warrior. Hands to prayer in front of your chest. And then twist to the right. So drop to your back knee. If you need to, you might not need to. I like to do it because you get nice and low, you get a nice deep twist, and then add the leg up if you need, if you want. Remember, you get to do what you like here. And then look down for the floor, and then put your hands down on either downward facing dog or do your kundanyasana to transition. Could be a chin stand in there as well. And then downward facing dog. You guys know where to go if you've been practicing Pinchamayurasana, middle of the room, or by the wall. Otherwise, you're going to come with me for a dolphin. Let's interlace the fingers, put the elbows on the floor, and look down and check your elbows and your shoulders are in one line. And then tuck the toes and walk your feet in as close as you can at comfortable, uncomfortable points. And then you're going to do chin dips. So keep the booty up and then dip your chin to your thumbs. And then from your navel, lift the hips, press back. And then bring the chin to the middle finger. And then from the navel, lift the hips and press back. Good, Jim. And then do it again, everyone. Bring the chin to the floor in front of your hands and hold it. 3, 2, 1. Take pose of a child. Drop to your knees, arms back beside you. Breathe low and wide into your back. Downward facing dog. Ground to the left here, the right foot. So heel down, step left foot forward, first warrior. So there's an internal rotation of the back thigh, so that's coming forward, but then you're also pulling the front hip back. Reach up, stretch up, get some fire in the body, and as you exhale, open out to the second warrior. So you're going forward and back and up and down, equally the same. Belly pulls in, back is long, straight both legs, exhale, Trikonasana. Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle, open triangle, turn the gaze, look up. Maybe today you need to look down, whatever's going on in your neck, honor. From here, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, look down, pick the back leg up, just float up. Remember, we just pretend it's easy. One day it may become so. Top hip stacking on the bottom hip, so roll the right hip open. Revolved, half moon, everyone's favorite. Push the back of the right knee up to the ceiling, point the toes. Breathe, this is where you stop breathing because you're having to think a lot. Good, and then revolve triangle. So really the back leg just drops down, close enough that you can ground the foot, grab your blocks if you need. So sometimes we just need that floor a little higher than it is today. Using your blocks as tools, knowing that tools are signs of very wise, advanced civilizations. Open up, extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee, drop the right leg back. Bring the right arm in front of you and sniff your armpit, chin stays tucked into the chest, and then just flick your eyeballs up so you're not dropping the head back. Almost Lucy Inda, we're not quite there yet. And then inhale, first warrior. You must love that one. Hands to prayer, and now hands behind your back, interlace the fingers the weird way, and then float on down to humble warrior, Baddha Virabhadrasana. Keep that back leg in the action, involved in the pose. Can you tuck your chin and really let it go? Try this, press the finger pads into the backs of the hands. Get a little bit more stability. And then as you inhale, come on up. Here we go, hands to prayer, drop to Lucy's favorite pose. Twist across the left thigh. Drop to the back knee if you're not getting that twist. This is really about the twist, nothing else. Good, pull the left hip back. And then your next exhale, look down and you're out of there in some way. See the downward facing dog or Kundanyasana if you're starting to work on the arm balances. Chin stand maybe. Chin stand, Ange. Oh, missed it. Downward facing dog. She's like, what's chin stand? Drop to your knees, pinch a Mayurasana. Or dolphin. So dolphin number 2, round 2. Let's go with legs up in the air. So interlace. Go the weird way so we challenge the dominant side. Tuck toes, walk feet closed. Lift the left leg up in the air. The goal is to keep the floor off the hands. So you've got to really work the shoulder girdle. Thinking about squeezing the elbows in towards each other. Head forward, Ursula. Head forward. Stay looking at your fingers, everyone. And then switch the legs around. Jim's not pinching today. What's happened? Shoulders forward, shoulders forward. And then pose of a child. Take your rest. If you've pinched, come out with grace and style. And if you didn't, who cares? Downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. So just tiptoe them back, nice and light. Grab your big toes, 2 first fingers. Padangusthasana. Exhale, fold forward, come down. Tuck the chin, look to the navel. Let the head go. You've worked out by now the head won't fall off, so you can really relax. Do pull on your toes though. Halfway up, inhale. Put your hands underneath feet, toe tips to wrist creases. If you're not getting that to happen, bend the knees more and really squeak them up. And then exhale, fold. So this one can be done with bent knees. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to have straight legs. Roll the weight forward. And then exhale, hands to hips, tuck your chin. Inhale, come on up. Head moves last. Go up to your tippy toes, so right up onto points, like a ballerina. And then bring your arms over your head, flex your hands back. Lose the arch, so tuck in the lower ribs, drop the tailbone, push up and push forward, and there's your handstand. Just feel it up. Good, and then they're like pretty ballerinas on your tiptoes, because no one's looking, no one can see, go to the top of the mat. You can even dance, apart from all of us. Good. Drop your heels down, hands to hips, turn and face. Step your left leg out this time, facing towards the left side of the mat. Just check your toes are in, your heels are out. Fold forward, come down. Pass the Rita Padottanasana A. Put your hands underneath your chest. Hands flat, knees can be bent, remember, and then exhale, fold forward and down. There's a tripod there if you want. Staying in the classical stretch if you need. Good. Nice to get onto the hard heads and wake them up. So maybe, you start, that's it, darling. You start tripoding, but just working on putting your head on the floor, splitting the legs a little wider and stimulating into the top of the head. Tripoders, come on out. See if you can land with control, Jane. Land halfway up, everyone. And hands to hips, exhale, tuck your chin, and then float on up, inhale. Good, let's go to C variation. Just bring the arms over the head, stretch up. Hands behind your back this time, interlace the fingers. Resist the sticking the booty out. So everyone drop your tailbone down and then come forward. That's it, Nicola. So you might need to soften your knees. Feel like you're rounding forward a little bit rather than overarching and really taxing the joints and the ligaments. Press the pads of the fingers into the tops of the hands. And for some of you, it's just getting the arms straight. That's the first challenge. Almost straight now, Henry. It's already changing. Squeeze the hands of the fingers a little more. Good. And everyone could do with leaning the weight more forward. It's the way. And then inhale, come on up. Nice and easy. Keep the head tucked in. It comes up last. It stops you going dizzy. Arms over the head. Exhale, come forward again. Last variation. Big toes you grab, 2 first fingers. Little lift in the chest. And then exhale, fold forward. Top of the head straight down. Good. If you're just getting in the legs, soften the knees a little. Come on up halfway. Put your hands on the floor underneath you. So you're going to go for your foot claps or straddle handstand. So you're going to jump up and clap your feet mid-air. Jump up, clap your feet mid-air, and do it 3 to 5 times. Good. Some of you are working straddle handstand. This is the first handstand that I got, so it is actually easier than the other ones. Nicola. Jump. Good. And if you're catching that air time, try to start to come up with straight legs, just maintaining the straight legs in the split position. And once you're kind of done your dash, go wide with the feet. Classically, it's side split, Samakhanasana. You could also do Skandasana flow, so that's the bent knee version. You do that only if you've got really happy knees. So you're going side to side, like this kind of little side insect. Someone can ask, have a go at bringing the arms forward off the floor. And if that's a real struggle, you might be super too wide. So it's a good little test. Oh, Anne just chosen frog. God. And then turn, nice, Nicola, turn to the back of the mat. Your front leg will be the left one. And then fold yourself forward into your half split or lunge. Think about pulling your left foot back towards your face. So pulling the heel along the floor back towards your body. And then slide the left leg a little more forward, moving into more foot splits or extended lunge. And again, that idea of pulling the left heel back into the body. So it's creating connection rather than just pulling apart. Big move, tuck back toes under, push down the floor, lift the hips up, and then go for 3 handstand pops. You could just stay in standing splits. Just do 3, playing around with the kick up, thinking more about the entry and the exit. And then turn and face the front of the room. Your right leg will be in front. Oh, I've broken it. No, I haven't. And now fold yourself forward and down. Just start in half. We start in the shallow end, splash around, have fun. And then if you want to test deeper waters, it can just be half an inch. It's a million miles in a yoga practice. Okay. When you're ready, just cruising on into the deeper part of the pose. Oh, it's all kind of blurry. No, it's not going to work. And then tuck the back toes under, lift the hips. And then turn and face the left. We want to be in a deep squat. So if you know what Tadibhasana or Bhujapadasana means, then and you can, kind of come with me and go into a deep squat. Bring the arms forward. It's a nice kind of your bum without bumping. Good. Legs out in front. We're going to end in our straddle pose. Arms over the head. Sitting down. Exhale, fold forward. Round the back initially. Head down. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Come up. Inhale. Stretch over towards the left leg. So a side stretch. Good. Sometimes known as Parigasana. Sometimes known as Parsva Upavista Konasana. Inhale, come on up. Go over to the other side. It's moving liquid, stretching the skin. Notice how different you're probably already feeling than when you first stepped on the mat. Good. Come on up. Inhale. Nice smile there. So the fingertips behind the earlobes. Got to keep smiling. Lead with the chest. Come forward. This is a lot of leg strength and belly strength. And the back of the body comes along for a ride. So everything in the front is kind of engaged and drawing in and up. Good. Come on up. Inhale. Quarter turn to the back of the mat. So your hands are either side of your left thigh. Do your Mula Bandha checkup or your transitions. So Mula Bandha checkup is just having your hands either side of the thigh and then picking the hips up and pulling back the hips and holding it and maybe getting the feet up off the floor too. And then try it to the other side. Good. And if you don't do it, you know who you're cheating. So give it a little go. Even if it's a real big move, real hard move for you, remember this first step is often a small one. Downward facing dog. A small step is still a step. So just keep moving forward. Try not to give up. Bring the legs forward. Jump high if you're jumping. Land light. Exhale, fold, touch in. Good. And then hands behind your back. Reverse prayer. Inhale, stand up. Right leg back. Turn and face the back of the room. Folding forward and down. Parsvottanasana, pyramid. Think about rolling the shoulder joints forward, picking the elbows up. Good. Tuck your chin. Inhale, stand up. Little shorter step, loosey under. So a shorter, feet more together. Feet closer towards each other than out. Yeah. And then turn and face the front. Exhale, fold forward, come down. Good. Have a go at lifting the toes, all of them off the floor. So we're not maniacally clinging on. You'll notice how it takes the energy up a little higher. Inhale, tuck chin, come on up. Little quarter turn to the right, and then step back to the front of the mat. We're going to find our Karate Kid. So left hand to the left hip, bring the right arm parallel to the floor, and then Karate Kid your right leg up, catch it. Catch big toe. We're going to whip through this one. This is a new sequence I've just created this morning. Exhale, a little fold forward if you can, even if you just look down. And then inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, leg goes out to the side. Turn the gaze, look over the left shoulder. You're going to love it. Inhale, bring the leg back. Exhale, little bow down for everyone. Kiss the knee. Wah. Catch the sideboard. And then hands to hips, point the toes. Hold it here. And then from here, we're going to bring the right leg around the back and do a little curtsy. So you just kind of touch down the foot and squat down. And then inhale, leg back out the front. And then two more for the curtsy. Good. Leg back up to the front. And then back into your curtsy. Now from here, you're going to head on down to a seated position. Bring your arms forward as a counterbalance and try to sit down with no hands. You can use your hands as a move. And now bring your right arm up towards the ceiling. You might notice you've landed in a twist. We're going to twist the left gaze. You're hooking your right shoulder over your left knee. Turning the gaze, looking far over your left shoulder. Good. And this is just the start. So we can take it and to get a little bit creative here. Choose to stay in the twist if this is feeling super yummy, but if you want to level up, come to the front with the upper body. Put your hands on your head. And then without using your hands, stand up onto your bottom knee. That's it. Good. And if check wasn't a flute, sit down. And do it again. Stand up. Functional movement. Exhale, sit down. I don't know what it's functioning. Come on, standing up again. And then again, you could come back into a twist, hands to press. You're still twisting to the left. And then we could take it into side crow. So you could put your hands down on the floor, bring the knees up, and land yourself in side crow. So have a go at that. This is actually an easier way to get into side crow. And then so then you bring your right knee on the top of the left knee and then go through your transition, straighten the legs. Good, top leg back, jump back, chaturanga. Excellent. I'm glad you're muted because I can't hear the groans or the, no, I don't like that sequence. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. From downward dog, put your hand up and tell me if you like that sequence. Yeah, everyone is. Great. Jump your feet to the front of the mat. We'll do the other side then. Exhale, fold. Stand up, arms down beside you. Do your karate kid move. So left hand up, right hand to hip, and then lift the left leg up, catch it. Good. And you remember falling is normal. Feeling shaky is kind of normal. Just breathe through it. Bring the left leg out to the side. Good. Can you drop the left sit bone a little bit? Good. Hold the front of the knee, Darlene, if it's a bit extreme. Good. Bring it back. Bow down. Big smacker on the knee. Just no tongue. Hands to hips. Point the toes. 3, 2, 1. Airplane. Go back. Oh, don't do airplane. Curtsy. Good. And then the left knee up. And then go back behind. Do your curtsy. Inhale. Last one to sit. Go down. Hands to the hips or hands in front of you, arms in front of you like a counterbalance. Try to sit without a plop. Good. And then take a twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana to the right. Hook the left elbow over the right knee. There's a grounding down of the right sit bone, which is required. It may never touch, but it's that energy down. So we're twisting from the abdominal organs up rather than the hips. Breathe. Good. Upper body back to the front. Put your hands on your head if you like the challenge. Stand up. Just up onto that bottom knee. Can you do it with strength rather than momentum? Sit down. Good. So if you notice you really kind of lurch yourself forward, try to move more from the belly. Go up again. Nice, Vivian. Good strength. Good. Jim's nailing it. Good. Sit back down. And then the last one for the good luck. All the good luck. And then twist across. So you're up on the bottom knee. You've got your hands to prayer. You're twisting across. Turn the gaze maybe. And then play with your side crow. Nice, Henry. Good job. Remember, side crow, it's actually a little easier if you go wider hands. So Vivian, remember wider hands for you. Henry too, I think those hands could go a lot wider. You got it. Play around with the transitions, the variations in the legs, because it looks pretty. And then move yourself back to Vinyasa. Rinse off, downward facing dog. From here, the third pincher comes. So we'll do the third pincher or dolphin. Drop back to your knees. Jump to the wall if you need a little bit more support. Otherwise, dolphin. This one is my least favorite. Interlace the fingers. So I've saved it for the third. Right knee, right armpit. And then send the right leg back. Left leg, left knee, left armpit. Send it back. Keep going. Good. Keep it going until your shoulders tire. Ursula, against the window. Love it. Good. That's it, Darlene. Keep pushing down the floor. Keep breathing, everyone. And then when you feel, that tiredness, just come down. Support yourself again with the pose of a child. Heading into the seated sequence, downward facing dog. Walk, step, or float through. Sit down on your bum. Paschimottanasana to start. So we're going to bring these legs out in front. Remember, the knees could be bent. You could sit on a block. Bring the arms over the head. And then exhale, rounding down. This one I want you to grab over the tops of the toes. So again, your knees might have to be bent. This is a really good shoulder release. So press out through the balls of the feet, but pull back on the hands and pull back in belly, and it's like a really roundy, spiny kind of feeling, and it's going to release all across your lats, tops of the shoulders. Good, and then come up a little bit, and then go for another arm variation, whatever one vibes with you. So it might be grabbing the toes, it might be around the feet. It might not even be getting the feet. Today you might have the hands beside your hips and take more of a rounding spine drop in. Good, you get to choose straight legs or bent knees for the next one. So straight legs is obviously a little spicier. Inhale, pick yourself up. Come back onto your elbows, and then put your hands where your elbows were. So kind of further back than you normally might, not naturally. And then either straight legs, you're going to lift your hips up, or bend your knees and go for more of a tabletop. Good, and then just let the head go back. Can you touch your teeth, breathe through your nose rather than catching flies? Push down the floor more, lift more higher right at the end. Good, everyone, and then drop your hips down, move your bum to the front of the mat, move your legs back through a vinyasa, or go back to downward dog first and skip the vinyasa. You're going to move through and sit down, right leg bends back beside you. Triang Mukha, we're going to marry the two, mainly because Jim's here and he loves the next one. Arms over the head, exhale, fold forward and down. So remember, you could put your left hand out to the side, like a little training wheel, some scaffolding, and just hold the foot with the right hand, thinking about squeezing to the midline. Good. From here, let's add on and make it Crouchasana, Heron Pose. So lean back and then lift the left leg up. Perhaps you grab your foot or the back of the knee. This is all about belly strength to lift your chest up. So remember, bend your knee more if it's all in the leg. Work on lifting that chest up. Good. One hand in the air, the other hand in the air, the leg stays the same. And then stand the left foot on the floor. Couple of options, crow pose, one-legged tripod headstand, one-legged crow. Let's see, Nicola. Can't see. Yeah. Good. And then you just 1 or 2 breaths and then you're out of there, and then move back to downward dog. Sit down. Good, Darlene. Sit down. Left leg bends back. Forward fold first. Triang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Knees can be apart, but not so wide. You're doing this kind of random hurdlers thing. You know, classically, we're working the wet legs towards each other, but only if your knees are happy today. Good. Then pick yourself up and bring that leg with you. Jim, that's improving a lot. Lifting the right leg up. Remember, bending the front of the knee, holding the back of the knee. Relax your throat and your eyebrows. Everyone seems to be frowning a little bit. And then let go of one hand, and then the other hand, leg stays the same. Just know how good it is for you. Stand the right foot on the floor, come forward, and get up onto your hands some way. Good, and then out of there, find yourself in downward dog. Move yourself through, sit down. So step, jump or crawl. Janu A, right leg up in the air, right leg out to the sides. It's like seated tree. Arms over the head, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, come down. This one is intentionally rounding the back to stretch it out. Do press the right foot into the left thigh though, because it helps release the right hip. Yes. Come here, old boy. Go, one more, exhale. And then inhale, come on up. And we're going to go back to our elbows. We're going to bring the legs up in the air. And then we're going to bring the legs down like a kind of low boat. And then you're going to lose the arms and see if you can bring the knees to the chest and the chest up, and then go back. And then knees to chest and go back. Really start to pin the knees together, so we start to work that inner line strength. Good, 2 more, crunch up. Exhale, glide back. Last one, crunch up. Good, glide back, hands on your thighs and just 5 rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll up, high boat. Try to do it with control and then roll over your feet, stand on your hands in some kind of way. Could be, get creative. Could be crow pose, plank pose. Traditionally, we do a handstand, so yeah, it's all right. I'm on your way. Good. Remember, just 3 goes. Standing splits is a great option. And if you're starting to get it, because a lot of you are, it's getting immortalized in celluloid. Remember, pain is temporary, film is forever. Then see if you can stick it, Jim Thomas. And then go downward facing dog. Or sit yourself through your arms like some fancy pants here, and left leg up, left leg out, roll yourself forward, come down. Janue, so same thing, other side. So we keep the pace up, especially in the seated series. The energy tends to drop. In these sequences, we keep it up. Relax the head. Good. Inhale, come up. Do your own set of abs. We're just going to do quick. I'm going to count to 10. You're going to do your own abs. If you don't know anything, make some up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Baby rocks is a firm favorite. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why not do another handstand or another crow? Remember, the more you do something, the better at it you get. It's that simple. Practice makes progress. And have fun with it. Have fun with it. You're here to learn new stuff and have fun in your life. 3 goes. After 3 strikes, you're out. Sit yourself down again through your arms. Nice. Right knee bends up, right arm is up. We're going from Marichyasana A. Right arm comes forward, shoulder in front of the right knee. Reach around, maybe bind. Remember the scaffolding on the left-hand side if you need. Really good for the shoulders. Head kind of down. And again, this is belly. Drawing the belly in up. Maybe draw the right shoulder back a little bit as the left shoulder comes down and forward. Inhale, come up, we twist. Right hand behind your back. Left arm up in the air. Twist across your body towards the right. Hand in a stop sign or binding if you have spaghetti arms. Spaghetti arms and a short torso. Good. Gaze back to the front, release. Go back onto your back. Eagle arms and eagle legs. So we're going to cross the knee. Doesn't matter because we're going to do both sides. One leg over the top, one arm over the top. Wriggly arms, wriggly legs. Inhale, extend back. So fingertips over the head, feet to the floor. Inhale, exhale, crunch up. And then inhale, go back. And on an exhale, crunch up. Good. Inhale, go back. Exhale, crunch up. Stay here and do tiny little pulses like you're trying to squeeze the blood out of your abdomen. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, go back. Switcheroo the arms, the legs. So we marry them up. Exhale, crunch up. Stay with it. This is really good for you. Inhale, head back. Go back. Inhale, open up. Exhale, crunch. Press the lower back down. Inhale, head back. Exhale, crunch. Hold it. Keep the elbows and the knees together. And then squeeze the blood out of the abdomen. Like squeeze, 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 squeeze. Legs and arms in the air. With control and grace and poise, roll up to high boat. Catch it. Hold high boat. 5, 4, 3. Watch the shoulders. 2, 1. Go for it. Go on your hands again because it's got to be a bit more fun than boat pose. Another handstand. Remember, if you're getting tuckered out, take rest. Really encourage you to stick with that stag handstand leg. Be careful of your noodle arms. They want to stay real straight. So hard pasta rather than wet noodle. So watch that right arm, Henry. Keep it straight. Both arms straight. Push down the floor. Good. When you've done your 3, sit down again. Marichiyasana to the left side. Left leg up. Left arm up. And then come forward and down. So your right leg is straight in front of you. Don't get caught up in whether you bind or not. That's not what it's about. And then just head down and work the shoulders. Left shoulder kind of forward and then back. And right shoulder forward and down. Good. And pull from the belly. It's all from your navel, where your life began. This is where the energy is the most powerful. Use an inhale to come up. Right arm up. Twist to the left. Twist across the body. Cleansing, rinsing off. Twisting is so good for your health. Staying engaged, staying focused, crystal clear focus, crystal clear breath, strong and consistent. Good. Head back to the front. Going to count to 10. Do your abs. 1, 2, quick or you'll miss it. 3, 4, 5. Darlene likes that one, Dave. 6, 7, 8. You guys are doing great. Stay with it. 9, 10. Handstand. Handstands for sale this morning. Don't think too much. You guys have the training. You've done enough chaturangas. You've done a lot of crows. You know how to breathe. You know to use your drishti. You know the focus. You know to stay cool and clear and calm and, you know, a fiery situation. It's handstand. Good. Only 3. Downward facing dog. Move yourself through, sit down. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Open the soles of the feet up like a book. Stay tall, sit high, so you just give your blood pressure time to regulate. And then with a long spine, lead the chest forward. Don't even think about the legs. Just thinking about the long spine. Try not to bounce the knees, Ursula. Rather, just press the outside edges of the feet together. And that's going to find that opening. Bouncing kind of shocks the body. Good. And then lift the chest a little, tuck the chin, rounding in. So this feels really yummy normally. Rounding the back. Grab hold of the big toes. 2 first fingers, so your strongest fingers of your hands, legs up in the air, legs akimbo. You're going to tuck your chin and you're going to seamlessly roll back, legs over the head. Good. Stay there, sit bones up. So the feet may or may not hit the floor, so you're on your tops of your shoulders. And then again, with great poise and control, roll up, catch it in midair. Pull on your toes as you start to come up. Lift with the chest. Almost, Jane. And then bring the legs together, tuck the chin, go back. Back again. So now the legs are kind of together. Remember, the knees can be bent. Offer those knee bendings and then roll up. Stay hold of the toes, catch it in midair, and then roll yourself back again. And if you want to level up, the next one, grab the outside edges of the feet, roll yourself up. It's a hard one, that one. But it doesn't mean we don't try. We give it a go. Remember, you get better each time you try. Supta Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet together again. And this time we're going to head to loop-de-loop. So we're going to keep the legs the way they are and climb back onto the hands and then go back onto the elbows. And eventually you're going to end up all the way on your back. So you may need to bring the feet more forward to the front of the mat if your hips are a bit unavailable. And just stay there. This, you know, it's not a move we do a lot in these sequences. So maybe hands on the insides of the thighs. From there, happy baby, soles of the feet face the ceiling. Drawing the knees up. And we're going to roll up, curl up our chest. So we're going to bring our upper body up and we're going to bring our shoulders in front of the knees. So we're moving towards sleeping yogi. Maybe you can cross your feet, crossing at your ankles, lifting the chest up, lifting the bum up, equally the same. So we're bringing the 2 points together. Good, and then hold on to one of the legs. Keep it super close to your face, and then extend the right leg out in front of you and draw 3 big circles, loop-de-loops. Mind the couch or the door. Don't want any black toenails kicking a door. And then go 3 circles the other way. Good. Bigger is more challenging. And then switch. Just give your head a break. So you might need to drop your head back if it's getting too much in your neck. And then other leg, left leg out. Nice, seamless, smooth circles, smoothing it out. Good. Do your 3, do your other 3. And then have another go at sleeping yogi. In between though, do a quick happy baby just to neutralize the sacrum. And then see if that hip exercise has helped you rolling up a little more. It's about pushing the mid-back down and lifting, squeezing, and that movement again is coming from the belly. Good, and then roll yourself up. Cross your feet, go to downward facing dog. You can vinyasa or just go to dog, stretch out the hips. Regular round, say hello, new hips. From here, we're going to land our knees to the backs of our hands, so on the floor. Supta Vajrasana, so you might sit on a block. We're going to head back. We're heading into the back bends now. The first thing I want to do is stretch into the thighs. So this is a nice sequence. You could go onto your hands and stay there. Some of you will go all the way back. Let's see. If you are all the way back, you grab your elbows each other. The knees want to stay on the floor, so remember you could open the knees up. Looks really good, Henry. While you're back there, can you touch your teeth, breathe through the nose? Good, Ursula, really nice. Picking up the chest, and then climb yourself back up. So this is stretching your thighs, your hip flexors. Knees together, feet together. Just take a little bow down. And then you can choose to stay there, or this is your opportunity for another tripod headstand. So put the top of the head on the floor. Remember, you must see your fingertips with your eyeballs, not your imagination. Creating a triangular shape between the top of the head and the 2 hands. Float your legs up. And then we get extra tricky. Bring the knees to the backs of the arms. Don't even give yourself an option of putting the foot down. Imagine there's like tons of jellyfish, Nicola, on the mat underneath your feet. Lift your chest up. Remember, tons of jellyfish. Lift your chest up. Don't even let the feet touch. No option. Oh, the jellyfish got you. Jump back, chaturanga. How is it, darling? Let's see. Oh, jellyfish. Beautiful. Woo! Good job. Downward dog. Party time. From here, come to your knees again. Stand on your knees, camel pose. Tuck your toes under. We're going to do, you get 2 goes with camel. It's the yoga rule. Tuck your toes under for the first one. Hips forward, hands at the base of the spine, kind of on top of your bum. Hips forward. Lift the chest. Think about how a high jumper goes over a bar. Pick it up to the sky. Look up and then start looking back if it's okay in your neck. If you can, reach down and grab your heels. I think there's a lot of value keeping the hands on the hips, knees further apart, Jim, a little wider. Keeping the hands on your hips and elbows towards each other, like thinking about squeezing the elbows together. That's it, awesome. And then put your hands on your back and come up in a straight line. Head comes up last. Take a sit down. So you just sit and wait for the blood pressure to equalize, check everything's okay, nothing's fallen off. And then you do it again. The yoga rule. Whatever discipline of yoga you do, we always do camel twice, I don't know why. Tuck toes, feet flat or tuck toes, whatever you want. Hips forward, chest up, because the second one's always better. Chest up. Because there's always another camel, like there's always another handstand or always another downward dog. So it doesn't have to be today. Keep those hips forward, Charlotte, and chest up when you do that arm movement. It's more in the shoulders we're trying to pinpoint. Good, and then when you've done your dash there, hands back to the hips, come up in a straight line, head comes up last. Like notice the difference, and then sit down. This time pose of a child, just a little quick one. And we've got one more back bend up my sleeve. You're gonna move yourself onto your back. And it's gonna be your best back bend ever, and we do one. So you can choose whether that's gonna be bridge or it's gonna be wheel, because this is the last one. Your back is ready, we've done the preparatory warm up. We're gonna hold it for 15. It's not necessarily 15 breaths, but it's 15. Up you go. 1, 2, quick Ursula. 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel free to play around within it. So drop heels, lift heels, all that sort of stuff. 9, 10, you can do it. 11, nice variation, Ange. 12, love it. Stand up, Ange. 13, use your leg strength. 14, you can do it. Woo! 15, all the way back down. Hands on the tops of the thighs. Press the hips kind of down and forward so you're tractioning out the spine. Happy baby. Roll around. And then we're going to do our fourth pincher or fourth dolphin or fourth nothing. So grab your elbow, grab your hands behind your knees, rock and roll forward and back 3 to 5 times. And you're going to land in a standing forward fold without using your hands if you can to get to the floor. Jane's already there. Hanging forward, hanging down. She loves it. Yeah, she has. Jane, are you against a wall? And then go for it. Go for a dolphin. Choose the variations that you loved or you like the least, like the most out of them all. Nice, Jane. Styling it. Good. Remember the head is up. That's it, Ursula. Keep the head up. Lena, I can't see you, sweetheart. Nicola, do it again. Let me see. Lucy, shift the weight more forward. Bring the head more forward. That's it. And then think about hips higher. So come right up onto the tippy toes. That's the way. And then feel how you can move from the belly more. Good. Let's see it, Nicola. Stick it. Keep going, Charlotte. I can kind of see you. Good. And then take pose of a child. Good job. Downward facing dog. Ekapada, Raja Kapotasana, half pigeon, right leg in the air. Right leg comes through. Bring yourself forward and down. I like this kind of move so we can pulse the move. So coming up onto your fingertips initially so you could just lift the chest and then exhale, float down. And then inhale, push up. Remember, use your drishti, trace a line to the navel, and then inhale, trace a line to your eyebrows, and the last one will come down and stay. If you want to try a different way of doing half pigeon, put your chin on the floor and bring your arms back behind you. Good. Chin on the floor, arms back behind you. If that's really extreme and you already know when you start to bring the chin forward on the floor, it's going to be too much. But if you're fairly kind of open in this posture, and maybe shoulders off the thighs, it's the way. Just do the variations. Climb yourself back up. You might pop a block under your right sit bone at this stage, or a cushion, your dog, and then bend the back knee, probably not your dog, bend the back knee up. So you're hanging on to the back foot. We're stretching now more into the quad. Whoops. And that's one part. You could stay there. The next stage, no harder, maybe a little. Interlace the fingers around the ankle and then kick back. It's just taking it more into a back bend. Just working out how to interlace, how to hang on, kicking back. Good, lifting the gaze up. Next stage will be mermaid or merman, or mer-binary, non-binary. Hooking the elbow around the foot, lifting up. And there is another level which is full pigeon. So you might grab your foot over the head. Is it happening today, Ange? Nah, downward dog. You can use a towel for that because it gives you a total rush. Even if you're not grabbing your foot, you start to work the towel. And now left leg in the air. Left leg through, half pigeon. Good. This is pulse movement first. Up into your fingertips, inhale. Turn the back side down, exhale. Inhale, lift. So lift from your back rather than all arms. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down and stay. If this is forward, chin kind of forward. Pulling the shoulders back. Good. Just stay a couple more here. And then putting the two sides together, doing the variations to the right. Bend the right leg. Remember, you can twist your upper body to the right to make this more accessible. Then the next stage is to work out how to bring the upper body more to the front of the mat. You can do Bekasana, arms, so fingers forward, elbow up in the air. Stay there or have a go at the next one. It's leaning forward and bending the knee back. So you have to have a certain amount of thigh flexibility. So that's why we do these variations, is to create thigh flexibility. Taking it into the mermaid expression, merman. Where's my towel? Unusual towel. So from there, the next thing is, a lot of you are getting that now. The next thing you might do is hook a towel around your ankle. Oops, done it wrong. And then bringing the hands over the head. And then you're aiming for this kind of shape. So chest up. You can see me. And really think about bigger circles rather than squeezing in, squeezing in. Big circles is what you're aiming for in back bends. Downward facing dog. Oh, it's always the groan one. Right leg up in the air, left leg up in the air. Don't listen to me. And bring left leg through. Gomukhasana, right leg comes around on top. So you're stacking the knees with this one. A variation you can do is the bottom leg can be straight. So this is if the double knee is tricky, but it's also a really nice variation to get more of a nerve stretched in the back of the left leg. So if you get sick of Gomukh, then change it up, bottom leg straight. Left leg over the head. Left leg over the head. Yeah, just like we did before. Left arm over the head, fold forward, come down. Right hand behind your back. Hooking on, remember, use your towel. There's a weight in the lift, the top sit bone, the right sit bone. There's this idea of drawing the hips back. Good. And now come up. Do your transition. Las Vegas showgirls, disco legs, or tripod headstand. Excellent, Henry. Nice job. Jim is tripod headstanding transition for all of us. Thanks, Jim. Other leg is now on top. Right arm is over the head. Left arm is around the back. Come forward and down. The squaring of the shoulders, even if it's just in your mind's eye. Because that's where it has to start. Create the map for your body to follow. And that map is created in your brain. Good, one more. Sink a little deeper. Breathe a little bigger. Inhale, come up. Transition again. So just like you did the other way, Transition. As soon as you sit down, you jump to downward dog and you do last handstand. Last handstand. Go for it, Lucy. I know you've got it in you. Just mind the garden furniture. Could be standing splits. This is either the hardest one or the easiest one. Arms straight, more Jim. Push down more in the left arm. Get that twist out of the spine. So, Lena, I'm just your couch. Go, Charlotte. Let's see it. Use your inhale. Control the arms. Do it again. Yes, good. Downward dog, everyone. Nice, Ange. Downward doggy. Move your legs through, sit down. Paschimottanasana, legs out in front. This time it's a way more gentle expression. Bend your knees, grab your elbows under your knees. Round the back and hang and just drop forward. Let the head go. You might need to rock, you might need to give yourself a bigger cuddle. We're going to stay here for 10 deep breaths. Cozy in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop it. 6. If something's changed and you can move a little deeper into your body, go there. 7. Beautiful, everyone. Just give it up to the pose. 8. 9. Make the most. Head below the heart. 10. And coming on up. Cross your legs. If you're a half or a full lotuser, you could do that now. Or I prefer square because it's actually a better hip opener than lotus. So square, you're kind of stacking the shins on top, in front of each other, or on top of each other. So in front on the, let's go right leg in front. The right leg will be in front of the left thigh, left shin. Grab your elbows behind you, and then come forward and down. And if you've chosen leg on top, and then it just makes you want to run screaming out of the room when you come forward and down, then you're too deep. It's usually a good indication. So if your breath changes, your mind starts to jump in and tell you stuff, you're too deep. You're pushing too far. Tomorrow's another day. Let it be. Like if this was it, did you make the most of it? Or were you waiting for the next call? Your next inhale, come on up. Switch the legs out without using your arms, if possible. Just put the other forearm on top, folding forward. Remember, square, there's a degree of tension in the feet, so a little bit flexing is required. It's going to keep the knees safe, and it's going to open your hip joints more effectively. Let's give it up. You might like to close your eyes if they're not yet there yet. So a version of yoga mudra. Mudra means seal. We're sealing off the practice. So one more. Really stay for the exhale. Enjoy it. And then inhale, bring yourself back up. A comfortable seated position, so you might just go cross-legged or sit on your knees. Backs of your hands on the knees. You could do yoga fingers, which is thumbs and forefingers together, or just relax your fingers, let them curl naturally. Palms up. little bit of pranayama, nothing too detailed. Just finish the exhale you're on. Eyes closed. Breathe in for 1 through the nose, 2, 3. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last two a little longer. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let your normal breathing pattern resume. Notice any change. Stay with it. And then to finish off, a little bit of spice, firing up your Ferrari for the day. So if you have blocks, hooray. If not, just do the best you can, hands on the floor, hands flat. You can also do it on fists, but I don't encourage it, because if you learn how to do it on fists, you're going to learn how to do it on fists. You want to learn how to do it hands flat, and this rounding of the spine, the pushing down. So the idea is to bring the knees up to the floor, right up into the chest, maybe the feet as well. But again, try not to overuse your feet, use your belly more. We're going to do it for 10, so it's short and sweet. Get yourself ready, exhale, lean forward. Utpluti, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knees together, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Let's finish with a lion's breath. Inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, stick your tongue out. Don't be shy, let it out. Inhale. Have fun with it. Who cares? Exhale. Let's learn how to get over ourselves. Inhale. Go for it. Last one. Don't scare the dog. Exhale, sit back, Shavasana. Laying down on your back. You may need to do some things like layer up or put something over your eyes. We're going to stay here together. So trust me with my timing. Just, again, give it up to the floor. Give it up to the posture. Close your eyes. Give yourself permission to let go. Notice the difference between the idea, the thinking about letting go, the phrase letting go, and actually letting go. If your mind is running, bring your attention back to your breath or the sounds that you can hear or the feelings you can feel. Just something that's happening now. This is what you've practiced the last 73 minutes to get to. Start to deepen your breath. Make each one a little bit deeper than the last one that came. Bringing the attention from the back of the mind to the front. Mentally preparing yourselves to make a move. You might start by moving the fingers and the toes ever so gently. Like starting to feel that subtle movement. You're going to pick your favorite side to roll onto. Roll onto that side. If your head low, maybe the eyes are still closed. Maybe make this feeling your new normal. Pressing yourselves up to a seated position. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for your company. Go forth, be amazing. Enjoy that beautiful day, the last day of daylight savings. Woo. Know that winter has a lot of gifts too. See you back here real soon.